done? Okay, my turn.
Oh, good grief. I don't think this tree is worth it. But let's play with the monsters. Okay, I changed my mind. I definitely want to kill them. Got him! Yes, 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 I got him. Well, good morning. We're back in the world of Arcasia, and we are still out in the Diorica Plain. Now, when we last left off, we were handing off some pig liver to this gentleman here, and now we need to give crops to somebody at the field, which I determined was this spot over here. I remember some mobs being over there. So we'll probably run into some things. Oh, hi. I'll take that. Oh, hi. Get out of the way. Y'all go away. You crop thieves. There. That's exactly what you deserve. Oh. More plants to gather. We'll grab those. Is there anything in here other than mobs? Oh, a bunch of mobs. Some random guy standing here. Sure, its army apparently doesn't get the clue that they're not wanted here. Alright, so off to deliver stuff. And hello.
So, you want to turn all this Diorica into horse feed?
It seems like Master Bishu has finally set his mind straight. Please wait just a moment. Here you go. It's the finest horse feed made from Dioricas. I'm sure Lord Monterque will greatly appreciate it. We hope. We hope he will. Oh, cute bunny. You've heard it too, right? They say Rubian provided shelter to Sherritt's army. It seems like Evald went over to Rubian and told him off. Rubian has denied all charges, but my, what a mess. I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire, right? Perhaps you could convince him to confess and ask for forgiveness. The misunderstanding over Rubian's concern led to rumors that he's a spy of the regent. Rubian realized he needed to clear his name.
That's what I heard.
I don't understand where they got this rumor. Hey there, good night. Please do me a favor. I have to clear my name of this ridiculous claim that I'm the regent's spy. I can hardly sleep because I'm so upset about this. Ridiculous. You're strong and people respect you, right? Head over to Butler Evald and put in a good word for me, please. Okay, so where are we headed now? Over here. And... yeah, over there. Okay. Definitely a nice big farm spread here, huh? And back to Monterque. Rubian? Oh, I know Rubian isn't a bad person. Arion suspects Rubian of collaborating with the regent. If I hadn't visited him, the mob could have raided his home. It's so hard to stop rumors. I think there's another way. I think we could say that Rubian found where the Sherritt soldiers were hiding. Then he asked you to take them out since he couldn't do it all by himself. With that kind of rumor, I'm sure people would see Rubian in a different light. Come to think of it, some of the new workers at the manor have been acting quite suspicious. You didn't hear any of this from me, though. Okay, so search the new workers in the manor's backyard. Find and defeat Sherritt's disguised soldiers. Alright, so, while we're here, we need to talk to this gentleman.
Say that again. Bishu? He sent all this Diorica feet?
Diorica. I'm calling it Diorica. It's Diorica. Back before we had our falling out, my brother would send me this sort of thing from time to time. What have I been doing all this time? Waiting for my brother to approach me first. Norin told me everything. I understand now why my brother had to make that choice. Thank you for resolving our misunderstanding. As a token of appreciation, I'd like to offer you the safe key. Norin will have it ready for you. Oh, I'll also have them prepare the finest stallions. Please take them to my brother. Also, please tell him I'll come by to see him soon. I appreciate it.
You did it. Now we just have to convince Uncle Bishu.
Here's the safe key. You can collect the estate's horses from Veronica over there. Before you returned, I received Elia's reply. She says that my plans are ridiculous and we should be encouraging the two of them to talk. She knows full well they won't talk. If we don't trick them, they'll never reconcile. What's so wrong with wanting to restore a lasting bond through deception? Although, I mean, when I say it out loud like that. Oh, maybe she's right. I just can't stand the two of them being at odds. Please, see if you can bring me a bottle of wine without my father noticing it. I'm getting rather thirsty. Find wine in tribute piles. Okay. Are you old enough to drink? In a fantasy world, probably, yes. You have wine. He says, I saw nothing. That's funny. They watch me pilfer through the tribute pile and go, oh, I saw nothing. I'm so upset. I'm fine, really. Honestly, extremely fine. I'll find another way to convince them to talk to each other. Okay. Welcome, dear knight. Okay. Okay, so we can't do anything with him. Because we don't have any gifts for him. We don't have the song. And we don't have the emote. Find and defeat Sherritt's. Okay. Pardon? How may I help you? Okay. Report to the butler. Okay. She's good. I think that's a sorceress. I knew you'd step up to help. Finally, Rubian can rest easy. We should spread this news to stop the rumor that he's been working for the regent. I think it'd be great if you spread the story yourself. Really? Oh, I just overheard some other people saying it. Oh, please don't tell anyone I was the one who started the rumor. I really don't have a grudge against Rubian. He's a good man, that one. Okay, over that way. Alright. I told you we were framing the wrong guy. Speak with Veronica. Oh, we totally misunderstood him. Oh, poor Rubian. We should go apologize. Thank you for letting us know.
Master Montirk asked you to get stallions for the Bishu Manor? Wow.
I was worried because both masters have tempers. Brothers shouldn't treat each other the way they do. I'm sure the old master would have been happy to see his sons finally make up. Yes, you can take these. They're healthy, bright creatures. And now, I guess I'm carrying them in my pocket or something, because I don't see any stallions. Deliver horses. Okay. Do I have the horses? I'm assuming I do. Like I said, I guess I'm carrying them in my pocket. Alright, so we're headed back over this way. Can we take that? You would think we wouldn't be able to do this if we're supposedly delivering horses. Excuse me, I'm just gonna run right past you. Now these guys, have some nice estates.
By the gods, could it be? What fine stallions these are. Who could be so generous to send them?
What? Lord Monterque. By the gods. I should let the master know immediately.
Monterque. Yes. Those steeds are definitely from him.
That means the forming tools he sent before really were meant to be a peace offering. Oh my. I've been so narrow-minded. My foolishness has inconvenienced everyone. I know it sounds like an excuse, but truly, I only sided with the regent to try to protect my people. But that son of his still refuses to submit to his majesty and still exploits the farmers. The son of Regent Sherritt is Berhart. He's been hiding out at Nahun's birthplace. I've complied with him all this time out of fear he might harm my people, but now I see how wrong I was. I'm not sure how to confess this to my brother. Search Nahun's birthplace. Okay, where's that? Over here. Okay. Alright. Heading out. Hopefully, once they realize that this was all a ploy to get them to talk, they don't go back to hating each other again. It would be nice if it stuck, no matter how it started. Whoop, and I think we went the wrong way. But we didn't go the wrong way, because here's a plant to gather. So let's gather it. Wildflowers, and I think she keeps complaining about needing better tools. Holy hello, okay. You're a big fella. Crow meat. Oh, that sounds so lovely. I guess with the big crow, the little ones don't really pay that much attention to you. Okay, so, oh, is it a dungeon? It is. Well, let's go in and see what we can do. Eliminate Sherritt army in Nahun's birthplace. Defeat the regent's son. Alright, come here. Okay. Let's see. Assuming there's more. There they are. Oh, late to the party. Come here. Oh, I finally got that to work. I think you just have to hold down the key. Alright, come here. Yep, you're your father's son, alright. We're playing Ring Around the Rosie here.
Revenge is mine. Father, may you bestow your strength upon
Alright. Get rid of all his ads.
I'll never forgive you. I am the king. Revenge is mine.
Yep, you're your father's son, alright.
Father, may you bestow your strength upon me. Revenge is mine. I am the king.
Okay.
Father, may you bestow your strength upon me. Revenge is mine. Father, may you bestow your strength upon me. I am the king.
No, you're not. Where'd you go? Where'd you go, you little stinker? You are not the king.
Several knights of Luterra.
Several knights of Luterra have come to protect the king's tomb with me, and imbued with my clay soldiers, their souls will last the ages by my side.
Will last the ages by my side. We must protect the glorious king of Luterra.
We must protect the glorious king of Luterra and the powers of Genesis that he has taken on. One day, when the song of the hero rings throughout the land, the legend shall be reborn.
Shall be reborn.
Okay. Restore the broken clay soldier. Talk to the butler Bronn. The will of Alfruin Nahum, the father of Montague and Bishu, was found with Bearheart's body. I should hand it over to the butler Bronn.
The sun bows down. The king's resting place.
Decipher the clues with Armin. At the Termia Library. Okay, well that was actually pretty quick and painless. Oh, excuse me. You realize I've already beat you once. There we go. And I beat you a second time. Now where are we headed? Looks like we're headed back to Bishu Manor. Okay. Okay. Well, I'd say Sherritt's son, while having a right to be mad that his dad's dead, really is boneheaded when it comes to the fact that his dad wasn't the rightful ruler to begin with. And that his cousin had every right to take the kingdom back. I don't think I killed him. I think he escaped. Thank you so much for reclaiming the key from Bearheart. What's this envelope with the key? By the gods, I must inform Bishu, Master Bishu, immediately. Huh? The father's will was among Bearheart's things. Here, let me take a look. Father's last words emphasized neither the prosperity of the estate nor the glory of the family. He simply wished for my brother and I to work together to govern the estate. We're so fortunate that you drove out Bearheart. I can finally see my brother now. Okay, so are we done? I've been waiting just for you. I could play the Song of Valor for her. Oh, she likes that. I think she'll get along quite well with King Thirain. I prefer when people look at things optimistically. Well, I'm glad to hear that. It is the best way to look at things, isn't it? Now that we've done all that, where are we supposed to be meeting with our friend? Okay, back at Luterra Castle. Very good. Wait a second. Do I have to be at a shrine to... I don't think so. I think I can... There's the portal shrine. I can use that. But that's even closer. Alright. Let's go talk to... I forgot who we're talking to. Our priest friend, Armin.
This is the Termia Library. Please keep it down.
Oh. Oh, this is a lovely place. I haven't been here before.
Knowledge is wealth.
I never imagined I'd see a new king in my lifetime. I felt as if I was in the eye of the storm of history. I could barely sleep because I was so excited. I'd like to hear some scholars' opinions on making a record of this event for historical purposes, and I can't think of anyone else who can convey the excitement of that day better than you can, King's Knight. Since you've never created a historical record before, I recommend you listen to many scholars' opinions on His Majesty Thirain's enthronement and combine them for your writing. So I need to listen to some historical opinions. Okay. Uh-huh. Let's see. Art. Alright, was that the only one? I think that was the only one recently. And the person that just poured it out was also a bot, because they had a similar random string of letters name.
You found the clues. Nahun's clay soldiers.
You found the clues. Nahun's clay soldiers. What a unique way to leave one's trace. The clay soldier is mentioned in this biography. The sun worships the king's resting place. The king's resting place must mean a king's tomb, right? Perhaps Thirain knows which one. Push the book sticking out of place. Okay. The downfall of the regent was bound to happen. Tyrant or not, the regent already reached the zenith of his power, so his following descent was only natural. The same goes for His Majesty Thirain. The only question is when. Up until a few years ago, His Majesty Thirain was no one important. His victory over Regent Sherritt involved many lucky coincidences. We'll have to see if he's going to be a benevolent king or a tyrant worse than the former regent. Boy, y'all have some pretty dim views on things. Map exchange, huh? I don't care what anyone says. It's true that His Majesty Thirain took what was rightfully his from Sherritt. As a historian, it is my duty to preserve only the accurate historical facts. Okay, so I need to bring that to the librarian. This is what you wanted to record in history. May I read it? These squiggly letters, it seems this needs some deciphering. Excuse me, editing. But I'm sure the content itself is accurate enough. The same historical event is viewed differently depending on one's perspective. and looking at it from many different perspectives helps paint a clearer picture of the event. We thank you for your opinion, King's Knight. Oh, there's another bot. See the name? Oh, couple of them. Yeah, there's about 3 bots there. I've seen probably 3 or 4 bots showing up to this spot. The bots are... bots are heavy in, Luterra. Wow. Wow. I don't think there's anything but bots in this group. Well, it got one character called Bot Pot, so, okay, so that one might actually be a human. But this here, look at that name. That's a bot. You know? I mean, I'm almost tempted to just hang around here for a bit and watch them. I'm very busy right now. Could you do me a favor? Vivian, who works at Neria's Tavern, has asked for some self-help books, but I'm in the middle of a really important part of this novel. Zax the Scoundrel and his crew are returning from the Chaos Gate. It's a really exciting part. I can't stop now. Won't you please take some books to Vivian for me? It's not really doing anything. It's just... maybe it's something that will be important later. But right now, those things aren't really doing anything. I've not seen a normal name 1 in here since I've come in here, except maybe Botpox. And this, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this. This is interesting. Well, let's stay here for a minute and watch the door and see what happens. It's kind of interesting how they just sit there and constantly put... it's like they're trying to move forward, but they can't. But they don't realize they can't, so they keep going forward until they finally can. There it is again. Interesting. There it is again. That one didn't do it. I'm waiting to see if anything else happens. There it is again. Huh. This is big part of the reason why I'm not interested in grouping up with anyone, because it seems like most of the players I run into aren't players, they're probably bots. There it is again. Okay. I think we're done watching them. I have no clue how many bots I actually just witnessed. Quite a few of them. Where am I delivering this? Over here. So I have to go down. I love how a few books is a whole heavy crate of them.
Flowers for sale! Show someone you care with lovely flowers!
Isn't it nice to wind down at the tavern at the end of the day?
I hope I get more rich
Ah,
and handsome
here we go.
customers.
And set them down. What? What are these books? Did Boris really send these? Strange. I didn't realize he was paying attention to me, given how his nose is always in his own books. Next, Your Majesty, I think we should address food shortages in this city. Then we could tackle expanding our educational system. Excuse me, who are you? Why are you watching me? Wait, didn't I see you with His Majesty Thirain? Oh, this is great. You're close to His Majesty, aren't you? Maybe you could figure out how to become a queen. I have a lot of ideas that I think could make this nation better, and being queen would let me do just that. Ask Thirain about the qualifications for becoming queen. Vivian is a barmaid at Neria's tavern. She spends each day dreaming of becoming queen and making a difference in Luterra. I should ask Thirain about the type of woman he likes to see if Vivian has any chance of making her dream come true.
I hope they throw a ball or something.
Okay. Well, she's not exactly who I would have picked. Exchange. Ignea token. Exchange World Tree Leaf.
At the end of the day?
Okay, so these people won't even talk to me until I finish certain quest. Rude. You rude much.
It's time to get back on our feet.
Alright, so I guess we gotta go see King Thirain. What some nonsense. Well, maybe it's not nonsense. We'll find out. Oh, wait a second. We'll stop by the storage keep first. Do we have anything to put in there? Yes, we do. Okay. Not much, though. We might have some stuff we can use. Increases intelligence, vitality, swiftness, crit, and decreases domination. Okay. We got some crow meat. Ew. Oh, I have some more stuff to put away. This isn't going to help me any. No. Nahun's Key, time 2. Diarca beer. Increases dexterity by 20 for 20 minutes. Okay. There's a bunch of stuff we can sell off. We can sell that, we can sell that, we can sell that, and that. And that we have to put away. We can sell that. And sell that. Put this down here. And put that in the storage. Item selection chest. So much junk in here. See, this is the part I actually don't like. Is all this junk they keep giving you. And in here we even have a login event reward. Destruction Stone Selection Pouch. I don't even know what that is. But there's just so many different collections and items and currencies. It's absolutely ridiculous. Streamline this stuff. See, another one of these that's just sitting there bouncing. Okay. I don't think I've actually seen too many actual people, just mostly bots today.
You're back.
I'm back.
I've heard a similar verse.
I've heard of a similar verse. I remember someone singing it when I was young. Oh, right. Back then, Odin was the court musician. He's retired now and living on Sunbright Hill. Why don't you ask him about that line? The farmers in the Diorica Plain should be able to give you directions to Sunbright Hill. You want to know how to become queen? Huh, okay. Haven't thought about that in a while. I can't answer that right now. The Queen of Luterra must be wise, fierce, and benevolent enough to rule the country in the absence of her husband. She also must have education and manners befitting a queen. Anessa can tell you more about the latter part. Your performances are always so encouraging. You're always encouraging me. I appreciate that. Have anything? Doesn't look like I have anything on me that I can give him right now. Okay. Right, who am I talking to about becoming a queen? And I still have to figure out how to get these emotes that I need for that other quest, because I don't have them. For anyone to be considered for the Queen of Luterra, she must first gain favor with the king. Besides that, there are a few obvious qualities expected in all queens. A great walking technique, correct posture, eloquence, proper etiquette. But that's not all. Social skills, equestrianship, swimming, embroidery, and knowledge of military operations and economics are all musts. Vivian is a barmaid of Nerea's tavern. She spends each day dreaming of becoming queen and making a difference in Luterra. I should ask Thirain about the type of woman he likes to see, if Vivian has any chance of all making her dream come true. Forget about the qualifications of becoming queen. As the king's knight who frequents the palace, you're also required to be familiar with royal etiquette. Allow me to teach you a basic greeting. Please repeat after me. Open the inventory window, learn polite, and perform a polite greeting. Okay. So now I need to perform a polite greeting. I wonder if I could slot that. I guess it's not really necessary. I could type it. Keep your back straight, Medrielle. Your arm is crooked, Medrielle. Speak with her. Okay. Now you look as graceful as any well-bred courtier. Excellent. Don't forget the greeting. It really benefits someone of your reputation. Well, I can show proper manners now. I don't know if that's going to be enough. I still need to show respect, and I still have not learned that one yet. Oh, talk to Thirain. Okay. There's no need for you to be so polite. We're friends after all. I'm the one who should be thankful. You don't have to act so formal around me. Got it. You always manage to impress me somehow. Actually, I have something I want to discuss with you. Sir Halrock seems to be going through something. Can you go to Boria's domain and talk to him? I'm sure he'll feel better after talking to you.
You're here.
I'm here. Okay. Go to Boria's domain, which is... I have no idea where this is. Layered Terrace. I have no clue where this is at, but I guess we have this quest and we'll figure it out. Alright. let's go talk to Vivian and tell her what we have discovered. I don't know if it's even going to help her or not. Castle. Palace intrigue.
Change will come.
Flowers for sale! Show someone you care with lovely flowers!
Oh, you're here.
Yeah.
I hope they throw
Well,
a
probably
ball
like,
or
oh, you're
something.
here. And then they don't want to talk to you because reasons. Finally. So tell me, what should I do to become queen? I think I've got the right stuff, don't you? I've caught the keen eye of Vanessa, the expert on court etiquette. She's infamous for roasting anyone who fails to meet her standards. Huh? A greeting? Geez, how snobbish is that? Well, show me, I guess. Teach polite greeting technique. Vivian still hasn't given up on her ambition to become queen, so I'll teach her the polite greeting I mastered back at the palace. What? A greeting? I have to know a complicated greeting if I want to become queen. Okay, I can be eloquent. I can do this. You've fulfilled our deal. But if you find out anything that can help me become queen, you're going to let me know, right? I'll give you an important position if I become queen. Promise? Please? Vivian still hasn't given up on her ambition. Okay. I've been waiting for you. I don't have any gifts to give. And I can't do that. Okay. Alright, so. I guess that's all we can do in here right now. So, let's go.
High expectations for this one.
Before we finish, let's go to the island, or the stronghold, I guess you call it. Because I think I have a couple of things I have to tend to. I've noticed if you log out at your stronghold, when you log back in, you're back at wherever your milestone is. I'm going to put it that way. In this case, it's at Luterra Castle. Alright, so.
I was waiting for you. There are matters that need your approval. You can go.
I can go check them at the office. Okay. Oh, right there. Okay. Like I said, the island is pretty, but again, they've made things more complicated than they need to be. Alright, so I have a visiting merchant right now. I also have, I thought I had some things that I needed to tend here. The visiting merchant is usually down here. Let's see what they have.
May Regulus watch over the hero who protected the
Stronghold
sanctuary.
crew application form. Okay, that's not very cheap, but we'll get one. All right. And right click on it. Yes, I want to use it. I have gotten Riosto. Now, if I remember. Wait. Craft, structure exchange, dispatch station. You go to the dispatch station. I think it's in here. Nope. No, that's a wall. Structure exchange. Okay, craft workshop. Put this in here. Nope. Battle item selection chest. But I had a couple of those in here already. There we go. There we go. So much junk. More Diarrhea beer. Attack speed increased by 3% for 20 minutes. Okay. A poetry book. Stronghold energy. There we go. Let's see. The Monterey card has been added to your card catalog. Okay. Mission complete. Mission results. You have earned a reward for completing the normal mission. If you don't have enough inventory space, the reward will be sent via mail. Tracking rebels, okay. Please select a material. Okay. Alright, so we repaired the ship. And we formed a crew. So, proceed with the quest. You can't cancel quests, they're in progress. Alright. So that's done. 0 interest. Well, I mean, at least. Management. Manor building upgrade. Repair the interior of the manor to check the structure. Extend manor. Manor level 2 complete. Available research. Workshop. Welfare. Action energy. Roster storage. Or we can discover an island. Discover uninhabited island. Scout uninhabited island. Let's start with the welfare. Okay. So that'll take 8 hours. And the mission will take 2 hours. And I think that's about all I know how to do with this right now, because I have no clue how to tend this here. Hello, my lord. There are a few more things that need your approval this week. Can you please take a look? Hard-working lord of stronghold. Optional, craft a battle item. Finish researching. Sit at the office desk and work to further develop the stronghold. I don't think I can do that right now because I'm already finished. Well, I'm already working on researching something. That'll take 8 hours. Battle items are like potions. I can do that much. Where's the potion vendor? Or, well, not vendor, but craft person. Over here. HP potion. I need to make 5. I can only make 3. Wait, no. Okay. And okay, so one of 5. Okay. So let me do 4 more. It's a good thing we were gathering all those flowers. We can do this. One potion is complete. Two. 3. 4. Flame. Okay. So that should do it for that one. No, it says... It still only says 2. Okay, I guess we have to do it one at a time. Oh, you know what it was? I didn't accept all of them. That's why. Well, we'll have an extra one then. And we'll need to get more of those flowers. Alright, so the only thing left is to finish report review complete. Okay. I guess the research I did earlier counted. Research, announce development, land development, study. Okay. So we're working on that slowly. Oh, they have a view 4. You can actually scroll out, and then as you're running, you can see more of the island. I thought that was neat. You can also see anything with portal. You can't, like, go there yet. So, measurements are required for unlocking the seashore. Finish researching taking measurements. And it tells you what it needs. But yeah, I like this long out view because I can see more what's going on. So you go over here, and I think this is the lab. Look at the boat. I haven't... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Boat, boat. Is it coming? I haven't gotten a chance to ride it before. Oh, no, no, don't go away. It left. Board the ferry and explore all the beautiful landmarks of the stronghold. Oh. Darn it. I missed it. I don't know when it's going to come back. It figures. I wonder how long it takes to return. Oh well. I was hoping for that boat ride, but the boat doesn't stick around long enough for you to catch it if you're not right there at the dock. Anyway, next time we'll see what we can finish up here on the island, although I might do that off screen. And we'll head over to Diorica Plain for directions to our next location. Okay? And until then, bye for now.